You're watching Byline Wilmington on CBS 10 WILM. Here's your host, Don Ansell.
Dr. Will Russell, one of the leading urologists here in our region, is our guest. We're talking about prostate cancer, and we're also going to hit on a trip that he took. When did you take that?
Haiti. We got back 10 or 12 days ago.
Yeah, recently, and what he found there and what he did there. We were talking off camera. It's fascinating. But before we get to that, let's talk about this breakthrough headline news about a prostate cancer vaccine. Mm-hmm. You hear vaccine, you think preventative, but this is not. This is, tell us the concept.
Well, the concept is that cancers grow because somebody, the guards were asleep at the gate, and the cancer is growing, and the immune system's not been paying attention and not be able to kill off these cancer cells. So you want to teach the immune system that you have this foreign invader, this is what he looks like, and you got to go out and kill it. And that's essentially what a vaccine. So you generally take something in the tumor that's specific to that type of tumor cell and not to your normal cells, and rev the immune system up to attack it. Now, the challenge with most immune therapy with cancers that are already in progress is that you have to eradicate 99.99999% of the cells. Whereas if you can give it to somebody who, before they get the cancer, they can pick the cells off one or two at a time as they develop over time.
It's in trials now? Is that what they approved it for trials?
It's approved for trials.
How long is the period before you find out this really is a
well, I think they'll have
significant thing?
They'll see if it's influencing the cancer is probably within a few years, 2 or 3 years. The getting it to market, getting it approved, and getting the indications is always a challenge because of the regulatory systems.
Are you hopeful, excited about this?
I think it offers a real opportunity. The problem with all things prostate cancer is, who are they going to try this out on first? They're going to try it out on the people with the worst disease, because someone like you who is curable by conventional methods is probably not going to sign up for an experiment. And so they always start with the toughest cases and have to work their way backwards. Now, if somebody told you that you can have conventional treatment and this additional treatment will improve your odds by 10%,
so are you hopeful?
Sign on. Yeah, I'm hopeful that we'll have something. I would like to see a preventive vaccine. One of the greatest cervical cancer will be an extremely rare disease in the United States
because of that vaccine.
Because of the Gardasil vaccine.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's because they gave it to
kids,
teenage girls. Yeah. And that would be the real future of prostate cancer.
So you're going to be watching this very carefully.
Sure.
And they think that maybe it could have significance for other cancer. Treating other cancers.
Right. I think if you can just once you create a mechanism to, develop these vaccines, you can probably crank them out against lots of diseases.
You went to Haiti a couple weeks ago. Why did you go? What was the experience like? What did you do?
Well, there was a group that went to Haiti from here right after the earthquake, and some of us were the same. Ken White, who's a plastic surgeon here in town, has been doing this for years. Mission group work, and I've been on several with him. The goal was to go down there and provide some assistance.
Murphy Farms sponsored you all, is that right?
Well, Murphy Farms provided the airplane for us, which so there were actually 2 planes that went down.
Okay, and all doctors? Or medical professionals?
It was about 4 or 5 doctors, and about on the average about 2/3 of us were medical, and then we always have general helpers.
Right.
And
so you flew in, and what did you find, and what did you do?
Well, we flew into the airport, and of course there are probably only a handful of flights a day. We flew into Cap Haitien, which is a northern city, not down in the center. Haiti's always been poor and desperate.
You said it's you think of our worst conditions in America, those are the best conditions in Haiti.
I think so, yeah. I mean, they just, they don't really have the ability to grow enough crops to feed themselves.
And you said people, you told me earlier, they never get to see doctors.
No.
So they line up when a doctor's in.
Oh, I think that if you probably every few years a doctor will come through, and which makes them want to get things checked out, and they think this is my last opportunity of treatment. So they talk about really wanting to overconsume the system. They really want. If I can have an operation today, even if it's not the right operation, it may be my only shot. So
wow.
it's really difficult try and screen. There's so much need when somebody comes in
So
here.
how many people did you see a day? What'd you do?
Well, there were medical clinics that were out in the communities, and the medical clinics were seeing in the order of a couple hundred people a day for the 3 to 5 doctors that were at the clinic.
So it was just person after person.
Sure.
And you did, you're a surgeon, you did some surgical procedures?
Yeah, we did surgery. We had a one-room operating room, and there was a general surgeon, a urologist from another area that had gone down there, and an anesthetist, and Dr. White, Ken White. So we did somewhere in the order of 12, 15 surgeries a day. So I think when we finished, we were about 35 surgeries in a really good, 3 good operative days.
What was that like for you, to see that and to
Yeah,
being a doctor? I mean, you're in America.
Well, we're awfully spoiled. When I come back and I have air conditioning and I have 3 or 4 people that can help me, who can speak my language, it's hard to feel frustrated or annoyed because things aren't going my way for a while. We get respoiled pretty quickly too.
Yeah.
But they, you know, those people really do amazingly well with what they have. And they are...
What was the facility like?
It was a small, marginally air-conditioned room. Haiti doesn't have trash pickup. You can't drink the water. The toilets don't always flush. There are literally chickens running around outside the
compound
out the
there?
door. Yeah, dogs barking. It's just
pretty rustic.
Third world. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Will, for joining us.
Thanks. I enjoyed doing it.
Really appreciate it. Hopefully it'll get some folks in to be tested. Very important. Remember, it's the 2nd largest killer of men with cancer in America today. Next week, post-Gulf oil spill, we're going to talk to a member of the governor's panel on this issue. It's getting ready to be decided. And so Dr. Jim Lutze, who heads up the governor's panel on offshore drilling, is going to be our guest. And if you'd like to see any of our shows online, go to WILM-TV.com. When you get there, click on Byline Wilmington. Hope you have a great week. I'm Don Ansell for Byline Wilmington.
Thanks, Don.
You've been watching Byline Wilmington on CBS 10 WILM. Join us every Sunday morning as we explore the issues that concern you.